Hi everyone. I haven't made a video in a while, but um, there's something that I've been dealing with that I wanted to share with you, and it's pretty much based on faith. It's about faith, and it's about walking out on faith. There was an artist that came out here for Stellar Weekend. His name is Johnny Johnson. Check him out. But he has this song called Walking Out Faith, which is the principle of which I'm living by at this exact moment in time. It's definitely not easy. It's very hard to do. Walking in something that you believe in and walking in something that you want to become existent. I always say life is what you make it, and it's not just that words have power and what we speak comes into existence, but it's also how we live and what we do and our actions. So, our faith, where it is or where it isn't, can make or break our future. It can make or break our life. It can make or break a moment in time at the exact time. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit on faith, and no, I'm not, trying to preach or nothing like that. But this is just a principle that you may want to apply to your life. For another word for faith, for people who don't like to use faith, you can use belief. Whatever you believe, live it, walk in that. I have something right now that is very, very crazy for me to have faith in a certain situation. There was something that I lost, and I believe and I have faith that it is mine. And I believe and I have faith that those things will be restored and those things will be put back in place and those things will be what it's meant to be again, or be what it's meant to be. Um, I always said that if you don't handle your blessings properly, if you don't handle your blessings with care, you will lose them. I've always said that, and that's exactly what happened to me. I had an awesome blessing in my life, and I didn't handle it properly. I didn't handle it with care the way I should have, and therefore, in turn, I lost that blessing. So, because I know that blessing belongs to me, now this is what I do believe in a religious aspect. My belief, my personal belief. God's will always prevail. And if you really believe that something is God's will for your life, you will have it. Period, point blank. Just like there is a purpose and a destiny that is willed for your life, and if you are chosen, it's going to happen. No matter how hard you try and fight against it, no matter how far and how fast you try to run from it, it's going to happen. Everything you do, as the Bible says, um, things that go wrong, things that happen bad, God will use it all and it'll work out for your good. So you can either take the long road there or you can take the short road there. Or you can be like me and be hard headed and be stubborn and lose your blessing. And now you have to work extra hard to get it back. Because now it's like, crap, I lost that. Like, I didn't think I was going to lose that. Really didn't. Okay, so now that I lost it, what do I do to get it back? What you do to get it back is you walk on faith. You walk in faith and you walk in that belief. That's very, very hard to do. However, there was a woman story that had an issue of blood, and she was actually not allowed in the village, not allowed around the people because of her issue. She was considered diseased, untouchable, the unwanted people. She was an outcast. She heard about this man coming into her town, and she knew that if she got to this man, that her life would be changed. She knew that if she got to this particular person, her life would be changed. Her issue would be gone and she would be completely healed. Now, what she did was she fought and pressed her way to get to this man. Why? Because her faith was driving her, her faith was pushing her. And when she got to this man, she didn't touch his being, she didn't talk to him, he didn't do some great whatever. She simply touched a piece of his clothing and she was completely healed. Completely. Now imagine this. You have your faith and belief in whatever it is. And you may not get to it exactly where you think you need to be or need to go, but sometimes even getting close to it will work if your faith is strong enough, if your heart is really pushing towards that, and if what you're going for is really meant for you. Please, 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 please make sure that what you're going for is meant for you, because you're going to be chasing nothing if you don't. You're going to be chasing a dream, so to speak, if you don't. But you want to make sure that whatever you're chasing is for you. And if you believe it's for you, go for it. Walking out on faith means you live as such. You live as though that thing already exists in your life. You live as though it's present in your life. If your faith is telling you that you're going to be a business owner and you're going to be in the corporate world or whatever, then you need to carry yourself as that. Carry yourself as a professional. Live as a professional. Walk as a professional. Talk as a professional. So that when that time comes, guess what? You're prepared. You're ready. You can step in it ready to go. You don't have to get there and learn and be trained and be taught and, go buy new wardrobe. And no, you're ready and you're prepared. And that's what walking in faith does. You live as such, you speak as such, you act as such. It's preparation so that when you get to where you are supposed to be or where you want to be, when you get to that place, you can take off running. You don't want to get there and you're unprepared. Like the story of the women that came to the wedding. There were some with oil, some without. The ones that ran out tried to ask the ones for oil for their oil. They said, heck no, you ain't getting my stuff. Like, why you ain't come prepared? So guess what? The ones that came prepared went in. The ones that weren't, they were stuck. Don't be caught unprepared. Don't allow yourself to be caught unprepared. Whatever your dream, your goal is, get prepared for that. If you have faith that you're going to be this great fashion designer, get to it. Get your preparation steps in order and get to it. Yes, that's living by faith. You're not just going to jump into the fashion world and these high designers want to see what you have and you have nothing. No experience, no training, you don't know the terminology, you don't know anything. Yes, don't get me wrong. It is possible for you to be blessed and happen into a situation where someone is willing to teach you and train you and all of that. It is possible to do that. However, faith comes with action. Everything doesn't fall into your lap. Everything is not that type of miracle or blessing to where it just happens to land there and voila. It doesn't always work that way. Yes, for some just happen to luck up like that. Everybody don't get lucky like that. So you can't just wait for things to happen. There are things that will come to you, yes, but you also have to go after what you want. You have to go after those things. You have to believe. You have to keep the faith. You have to keep yourself motivated, because there are some situations, there's some beliefs, there's some faiths out there that people around you might think you are crazy for believing this. You're crazy for going after this. That's impossible. Why would you go after him and he did this? Why would you go after her and she did this to you? Or why would you go after that job and, your dad owns this business? It's so easy to just work for your dad, or whatever the case. Not me. But there's things that you're going to go for. And there's things that you might be going for currently that just look so ridiculous and crazy to the world around you. They don't know your heart. They don't know the inner you. They don't know what's in you. So it's not for everyone to understand. It may not be for everyone to accept, and that's fine. Don't get discouraged. You don't have to go around and tell everybody what you're going for and what you're doing and whatever. Just live. Just be. Just talk. Just walk. Just act. And keep going for your goal. And when it happens, what can anybody say? What can they say? What can they say? There's no better way to shut somebody's mouth than to just prove it and live it. And I'm not saying go live stuff just to prove people wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But the best proof you can provide is to yourself, for yourself. Encourage yourself along the way. Speak life to yourself along the way. Those of you that know my situation, I'm walking in faith. I'm speaking life. I'm believing. Why? Because I know what was purposed and what was willed for me. I know what God has for my life, speaking from a religious perspective, because I believe in God. And no, I'm not religious. No, I'm not traditional. It's about relationship and your own spiritual connection. And that's just where I'm at. I know who I'm spiritually connected to. I know who God spiritually connected me to. And that's that. I'm walking out on faith. The businesses I pursue, everything that I'm doing right now is a huge step on faith. Go, if you do read your Bibles, even if you don't, go check. Go read the story about the woman with the issue of blood. You can find it in Matthew chapter 9, Mark chapter 5, Luke chapter 8, and John chapter 3 for those that like to read the different versions of the Gospels, whichever. That story's 4 times in the Bible. 4 times from 4 different people. So what do they say? If you hear a rumor more than 2 times, then it's got to be true. There's 4. So go after whatever it is you believe in. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Be productive, be optimistic, and smile. Remember, smiles are contagious.